Hi everybody, this is Grey from GreyDynasty. How are you guys holding up? I'm okay. I am shooting from Venice in Italy. It's been a lovely day. We went out to Venice today. We shopped, we took loads of pictures, and that was lovely. I'm back in my hotel room now. It's in the night. It's about 9 o'clock. No, sorry, just 7 o'clock. It's 7 o'clock in the night and I am getting ready to go to bed, but I wanted to come on here and chit chat about a video, about a topic that's been on my mind for a while. And it's really the issue of what to do when you're overwhelmed. How do you handle it when you're overwhelmed? Life is moving at such a fast pace that it's so easy to just think, to feel overwhelmed, to feel that you can't go on, or to feel like everything is speeding by so very fast and you're not even sure like how to handle it or how exactly to plan your day, plan your program so that, let me get comfy. Plan your day, plan your program so that you can get it all in. And I kind of wanted to touch on that just so we kind of know how to handle it. Well, I've got 3 steps. I tend to have 3 steps quite a lot, don't I? So what do you do when you're overwhelmed? How do you handle a situation where you just think it's too much? I can't do it. When we're feeling overwhelmed, it's usually because of how far out we're looking. Now, if I was to sit here and think about the remainder of my life, if I was to sit here and say, hey, what if I live to be, 100, and how is life going to turn out when I'm 100, and what do I need to do now, and how do I get to 100? That's kind of overwhelming. Life was really meant to be lived one day at a time, and when you're starting to feel overwhelmed, it's probably because you're looking too far out ahead and you're feeling overwhelmed in the moment. So here is my 3-step program to kind of just reel things back in and kind of start out afresh. Step 1, make sure you step back. Step back from the situation. Step back from that view of looking at life as if, you've got to figure it all out today, how it's going to turn out, when you're 100. Stop figuring that out. Just put that aside and say, you know what, I'm going to take it one day at a time. Determine for yourself that I do not know that I'm going to live to be 100. And quite frankly, whatever I decide today, oh, that's my brush showing, sorry guys. I really wear one, but there we go. Whatever I'm handling today might have an impact on my life when I'm 100, or it might not, So just try and limit that kind of thinking and just try and think more in the moment. Try and think more short term as opposed to long term. If you can adjust your thinking to that, that already is one worry dropped off. Second step, determine what the very next step is. So you've pulled back from looking at it as eternity, and now you're looking at it as right now, this moment. So let's say you're in school. Okay, what is the next step that is making you feel overwhelmed? You probably have a class that day, or the next day, you probably have an assignment, or you have an exam you're studying for. Whatever that is, figure it out. Just that one next step. Don't even think to the end of the week, oh man, this is really doing me wrong. All right, let's try again. Don't even think to the end of the week. Really think in the moment. Think about the very next step that you're required to do to just keep your peace of mind. What is that? Is it your homework you're supposed to do? Well, do just that. Is it studying for an assignment? Do just that. Is it a test, an exam that you're facing? Well, focus on just that. Now, what about if all 3, all 4, all things are facing you? You know what, maybe I should just pop out this brush. Give me a sec. Much better. Alright, didn't really pop out the brush, just popped off the straps. Okay, let's continue. So just think about, what do I need to do right now? And if all 4, 5 things are there, use the time management table. We've got 4 compartments. We've got urgent and important. We've got important but not urgent. We've got not urgent, not important, which means you can delegate that. And we've got no place for this. We've got this. I don't know why it's been on my mind. There's nothing I can do about this. kick it out just so you can focus on, what you can do something about. Step number 3, keep going. Don't give up. Rest if you must, but get right back up and keep going. You've got to keep going because life is for the living, and nobody can live your life for you. Your parents, as much as they love you, they can't do it for you. Your siblings, your spouses, your children, as much as they love you, you've got to do the actual living. Nobody can do that part for you. So you owe it to yourself to get up every day and to show up in life. You've got to show up. There's no alternative. If there's a breath of life in you, you're going to show up. You owe it to yourself to show up, to do the best that you can do. Take it one step at a time. Do whatever you need to do. Rest if you must. Sleep out the day. Just do whatever you need to do to cope. But you can't check out of life. That is not an option on the table. You cannot check out on life. You've got to show up. There's no two ways about it. Breath of life requires showing up. Because then you'll be the living dead. You'll be the walking dead if you're just walking dead through life. You've got to come alive, and you come alive by showing up. And showing up means be present, be in the moment. Look at your timetable. Say, this is next. This is what I'm supposed to do next. You're working on a project. Look at the next step. Are you supposed to go for a meeting? Are you supposed to call a meeting? What are you supposed to do? Look at that. Do it. You've got to do it. There's no two ways about it. You can rest. You can say, okay, maybe I'll cancel today's meeting and push it to tomorrow. It's fine. You can handle that. We always think that the world will fall apart if we do something like that, but generally it doesn't. I, for one, find that when I'm very tired and it feels like the world is crumbling, and I'm a strong woman. That's my phone, that's my hubby. Hold on a sec. Alright, sorry guys, that was my hubby. I had to go. So, back to what we were talking about. 3 steps. So there you go. Those are the steps. First of all, change your view from long term to short term. Second, figure out the very next step. Third, show up. You owe it to yourself to show up. You owe it to everybody that loves you, everybody that's counting on you to show up. Now, this is just a crisis management scenario. This is really a crisis management mindset that I'm recommending here. When everything's fine and you don't feel so overwhelmed and things ease up a bit and you feel like you've got more control over what's going on, by all means switch right back to long-term thinking, because you absolutely need that. You've got to have a roadmap. You've got to know where it is you're driving to. If you don't know that, chances are you're going to crash. Quang, quang, quang. And you don't want to do that. So this is just a crisis management mindset. When you're thinking, I can't. This is a good way to get by. I was saying just before I ran off to get the phone, I'm a very strong woman, but when I'm exhausted, when I'm tired, I cry very easily. I could just dissolve in tears because I don't know what to do and I'm so overwhelmed and I'm not sure, it's not working, and my husband knows this now, so he'll remind me, take a nap. And funny enough, guys, that seems to fix almost everything for me. If I'm feeling overwhelmed and I remember to take a nap, or my husband urges me to take a nap, when I wake up, I'm always thinking like, what was that about? Why did I feel like the world was tumbling down upon me? It wasn't. That is actually a non-issue. And once I rest up, I'm able to actually figure out like, okay, this belongs in the urgent, important, and I can get to it right away. Or I can figure out this belongs to the important but not urgent, so this can wait. I can figure it all out. Now, ideally, I shouldn't have to crash before I remember the crisis management mode, but from time to time I will, crash before I remember. If everything's fine with you guys, once you're over the hump, once you're over the crisis mode, you can get right back to long-term planning. You can get right back to thinking beyond just the next step and planning ahead. You can never outgrow the time management table, because you'll always need that to just get through life efficiently and effectively. And then you continue showing up. It's a little harder showing up when you're in crisis mode, but you've got to keep doing it, and it's a lot more smoother when you're no longer in crisis mode. So just do that. So this is it for today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, click on the subscribe button, and stay in touch. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Tell me how you deal with stress. Tell me some of the steps you go through to just, what do you do to just power through? What do you do to power through? It would be nice to hear your take on it, what you do, so that the community can learn from each other, and we kind of you know, pull our forces together, close ranks, and really help each other through the tough times that we all go through at, you know, thankfully at different intervals. Because then, you know, when you're in it, I can remind you, and when I'm in it, you can remind me. So that's a good thing. So I am going to sign off. Thank you so much for watching. For those that's it. Again, thank you for staying with me, for watching this. I'm so sorry. I've said goodbye probably 3 times and I haven't shut it down. So I'm gonna shut it down. I am shutting it down now. Shut it down. Shut it down. Grey, shut it down. Come on, shut it down. Bye guys, I'm shutting it down. Bye.